Round one, this one's scheduled for 4.
33 amateur bouts in which he performed so well, as you point out, and now ready to turn pro.
Celebrated his birthday just 2 weeks ago. This is quite the gift, a promotional contract, a spot on the broadcast.
Nice month for him.
McElroy, the younger brother of Ardrell Holmes, who of course we've seen here on Big Time Boxing USA. 154-pound contender. Holmes working the corner of his brother here tonight. McElroy looks to go to the body here early.
Floyd out of the hot southpaw stance, he's bringing it to McElroy. But McElroy, you can see his skills, his amateur background, nice frame defense. He's trying to bait him in. He keeps touching him with the jab, trying to land that right hand. He just missed with that right hand, but you see some speed behind it. Sooner or later, McElroy is going to be able to land that right hand on Floyd.
Even though Floyd is, as we used the phrase journeyman before, you don't always face a lefty in your first pro fight, which does bring with it, some conundrums.
I would imagine so, but in the amateurs, we're used to fighting righties, lefties. When you have a decent amateur background, it kind of helps. But you're right. I mean, you don't want to fight a lefty in your pro debut.
Sometimes not, but
it's not the right thing, Rick.
Your point's well taken, though. And of course, you were a lefty, so you.
You wouldn't want to fight me in your pro debut.
I wouldn't want to fight you ever, Raul, but certainly not on my pro debut.
I've got blood on my shirt and I haven't done anything yet, so I know.
Yeah, I got some blood too, guys.
McElroy taking his time, very poised. I'm sure he's going to pick it up in the second round. Just talking, trying to make adjustments. But he keeps touching him with the jab. There's that right hand. Now it's landing on Floyd. But Floyd's game, look, he's got 10 professional fights. He's 1-9, so he's been in there a lot, 10 more times than
Right. And McElroy starting to get in another punch is so important when you're facing a lefty. That left hook downstairs, which puts him in place and also gives you the chance to double up with that punch. People think it's just the right hands, but when you're in against a lefty, that left hook, there it is.
Yeah.
Is that great weapon.
What I do like about McElroy, he's being his pro debut. He's very he's very relaxed in there. Usually you get, the jitters and you want to load up with one shot, but he's not doing that. He's touching with his shots.
Great point. Opening round career of Jaquan McElroy officially in the record books. Round two underway. Jaquan McElroy and Travis Floyd, the pro debut of McElroy, signed to Claressa Shields' promotional outfit. Travis Floyd looking for his first win in 7 outings. He's winless in his last 7 outings. Stopped in 4 rounds by Devon Williams on the Broner Cobbs undercard in June of this year. But he is 1-0 in bare knuckle boxing, where he won a fight in BKFC.
I'll tell you what, it takes a lot to get up there and do bare knuckle boxing, Corey. No gloves.
Hence the name. The interesting thing about this fight we've pointed out is that Floyd is coming forward for a good portion of this fight. Doesn't mean he's being effective, but he is trying, and he's landing a few shots and putting pressure.
You see Floyd open up at times. I'm looking for McElroy to capitalize when Floyd opens up. You know, he comes in kind of wild and open. And I think McElroy should be able to capitalize on that and counter it.
Yeah, you keep thinking the counter right hand is coming from McElroy.
I feel like it is, yeah. He keeps missing by a bit. He's got some speed on it, and it's pretty explosive, but he needs to maybe jab in with 2 or 3 jabs to find the right distance. That's jab.
Yeah, looking for that chopping right hand over the top.
See, now he's walking him down. He's trying to... Maybe some good hard body shots by McElroy to the body to stop that momentum and that movement of Floyd. Floyd's all over the place. And it's causing a lot of awkwardness for McElroy.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, when Floyd is able to sort of lead the dance, so to speak, I think his awkwardness and that unconventional approach, I hadn't say it's troubling Jaquan McElroy, but it's sort of freezing him at times.
It is. It's causing him to not throw enough punches. It's causing him to overthink. You know, you just got to let his punches go. You know, put that jab out there. Put a touching jab. Punches and bunches. Throw combinations. He's definitely the more disciplined guy, the more skillful guy, but he's not using those skills right now.
And this is a very close round, the second round. Floyd landing a straight left hand, although there's a nice right by McElroy.
You see, now he's, you know, every time he doubles, triples that jab, he closes that distance, and he's able to land that right hand. You see, one jab ain't gonna do it. He needs 2, 3, 4 jabs, fast jabs, touching jabs to land that right hand.
10 seconds.
10 seconds of round 2. Of course, this one scheduled for just 4 rounds. As Floyd lands a nice left hand to the body, and that may be the final
Time.
of the round.
This is a little bit of defense on display by Floyd as he not only blocks but slips a bunch.
But look how awkward he comes, you know, when he
Yes.
attacks.
Yeah, that's part of what the kind of the narrative of this fight a little bit.
It's round 3 now underway. And bro, you know, we're used to seeing pro debuts. You know, oftentimes the matchmaking will schedule it such that the fighter can get a first round knockout. You create a little bit of buzz, but how about a round like round 2 there for Jaquan McElroy, where there wasn't in any danger, but he had to make a few adjustments?
Hey, he has to work for this pro debut. It hasn't been easy for him. He's fighting a guy that, like when I said it to me, he's got 10 fights, even though he's only won 1. But his game, he's got a lot of awkwardness. The way he attacks, it's confusing. I think it's confusing McElroy for his pro debut. But you know, he's gonna learn from this. I think he's gonna come through. He's gonna win this fight. You can tell he's more skillful. He's faster. He's starting to close that distance with that jab. That's that double, triple jab that he needs to throw. And he needs to throw more combinations. You know, forget about trying to find one big shot.
Body work from Floyd there a moment ago.
When they look back at this match, the McElroy people, and they try to dissect, the one thing they're going to look at and realize is that the counter right hand is the thing that was available to him when Floyd is rushing in, and he just wasn't able to pull a trigger so far. There's a nice right back.
That's a good one. That one knocked Floyd off balance, and there he did it once more.
That second one was a counter punch.
Now the right hand from McElroy coming alive here in the 3rd round.
He needs to change the direction of that right hand. You know, throw it over the top, throw it as a lead right hand. There's the overhand right hand. Open it right to the body. Just change it up. He's got a really good right hand. You close that distance. He's got to be in the right distance. So Ford could feel his power. Floyd feels power.
Inside the final minute here of round 3, and we talked about McElroy having to make some adjustments after round 2, and the utility of in your pro debut not just getting an outright walkover, having to go through these experiences.
Yeah, this is he might be upset after he wins a unanimous decision. Because you always want the knockout in the pro debut, but this is gonna make them better. This is what you don't want easy fights. This is gonna be a learning fight. Maybe the next time they'll give him a better opponent that's gonna stand in front of him. It's not gonna be as awkward as Floyd is, because he's very awkward, Corey, especially for his pro debut.
And a moment ago, we saw a beautiful counter right hand by McElroy. In this round, that punch is getting there for him, so he can make the adjustment.
Final moments here of round 3, a big one for Jaquan McElroy as he lands 2 more right hands, and that one
Dive.
as Floyd buzzed seconds before the bell.
All right, here's that big right hand that we're looking for by McElroy. Boom, over the top. He's changing the direction of the right hand. Here's that big one, I think, towards the end of the round. Boom, that's the one. And I tell you what, that really buckled Floyd. He had him there, Al. He really had him. He was hurt. He might be able to land it. He's got one more round. Maybe he'll find get the right distance and be able to stop him. See, Andrew Holmes trying to put some pressure on him. Let you punches, goes, combinations. They want the knockout. Trust me, I know how it is in the pro debut. You want to get the knockout, but listen, look, he's learning from this, Corey.
Well, and it must help Jaquan McElroy making that transition from amateur to pro. The fact that he's been living and training alongside very high-level pros in his brother and his longtime friend Claressa Shields for many, many years.
I mean, they expect the best. This guy, he's barely getting started, and he's going to keep learning and getting better, especially when you're training alongside guys like Andrew Holmes and Claressa Shields.
There's a noticeable uptick in the tempo from McElroy right now as he lands a wicked left hook there a moment ago.
You don't always get a chance to see fights like this. We have a whole card that we're showing, and you don't sometimes get to see a young man in this environment in this first fight where he's, as we pointed out, he's working through things. They gave him a pickle with a left-hander in there, and it's fun to see adjustments like this being made.
Well, and frankly, on the other side of this matchup too, Al, fighters like Travis Floyd often only exist as a line on BoxRec, but you don't see what they're providing, the job they're providing here. Being a 1-9-2 fighter who gets these types of assignments, they often happen in the dark.
Yeah, very well put. And they provide a valuable service in the sport of boxing.
McElroy really cranking up the pressure here in round 4. We saw a pretty heavy foot feint there a moment ago, Raul, trying to get Floyd to open up.
Yeah, some feints, some nice 1-2s, but Floyd, he's surviving. He knows how to survive, and give some back too. I'm telling you that awkwardness is really messing with McElroy. But look, you're gonna fight guys like this. Your first 10, 12 fights. It might be a little bit too soon right now. Kind of on his pro debut, but next time he fights an awkward guy like that, he'll be ready for it. He just landed that big right hand again.
Big
He's gotta be busy, He's gotta be busy with his combinations.
Well, this has been a great round for McElroy. Starting in after round 2, he kind of, both his corner, he figured things out. He's been dominating.
Inside the final 30 seconds of this contest. Credit to Travis Floyd, who gave Jaquan McElroy an honest night's work here in his professional debut.
10 seconds.
Yeah, most definitely. Welcome to the pros for McElroy.
McElroy missing over the top.
Decision time.
And Travis Floyd, the former U.S. Marine and Morehouse College graduate, goes the distance with Jaquan McElroy in his pro debut.
A signature moment in this round, in this fight, is going to be a right hand that will get through McElroy. That was the counter right hand that we talked about him needing in this fight, and at some point he found it, and it made a big difference, and it all smiles in that corner. He gets, his brother helps him out and says, hey, nice job.
Yeah, he's got nothing to be ashamed of. He fought a tough, durable, awkward guy that probably a lot of guys would not fight for their pro debut. So he's got something to be proud of for his pro debut. He's saying this, he's gonna get better from this, he's gonna learn, he's gonna go back and be like, man, I could have done this, I should have jabbed more, I should have given him more pain, more side-to-side movement, more body shots to wear him down. It's a learning process, Corey.
Well, as Al pointed out, all smiles in the corner for McElroy, for his brother Ardrell Holmes, as they'll have plenty of time to get changed, get set to watch their friend Claressa Shields in our main event against Vanessa Lepaggio-Anís. You see the QR code on the left side of your screen. Our main broadcast will kick off at 9:00 p.m. Eastern Time as we take a look back at some of the handiwork of Jaquan McElroy.
It was to McElroy, throwing the 1-2, some feints there, trying to land. There's that jab and overhand right. That was a good one that he landed. Like I said, at times he knew how to land that right hand. There he goes again, sitting on that right hand because he prepared by doubling with his jab, missing there with the right hand, a little bit off distance. It's part of the game. He's got to learn how to maneuver and control the distance with opponents. It had to be different for him, fighting without a headgear, no shirt. It's the pros, but he fought a hell of a fight. Good 4 rounds, good experience for McElroy.
All right, we're ready to make this one official. Let's send it back up to Mr. Throwdown.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Take away Pete.
round of applause together for both of the
All
boxers
that's
in this
supposed
center
with
of
of
the
his
ring.
professional debut.
After 4 rounds of middleweight action, we take it to the judges' scorecards. Judge DeYoung scores it 40-36. Judge Delgado scores it 39-37. And Judge Gross also scores it 39-37 for your winner by unanimous decision, Jaquan King Quan